Good evening. In the news for tonight. The Speaker of the House of Representatives says His Majesty the King has laid the ground for political parties to improve the performance of the House. Israel kills more than 35 Palestinians and wounds more than 45 others across the Gaza Strip today. And Israeli strikes on Lebanon kill 11 people and wound many others in central Beirut. Those were the headlines, and now for the news in detail. Speaker of the House of Representatives Ahmed al-Safadi said that His Majesty the King has laid the ground for political parties to improve the performance of the House. Al-Safadi also expected that the government of Prime Minister Ja'far Hassan would submit a statement to obtain the confidence of the Council within a week. The Speaker of the House added that a vote of confidence on the cabinet will also be deliberated in the House with lawmakers next week. Meanwhile, the House of Representatives will hold a legislative session on Monday to select the 20 permanent committees of the House. The session includes the preparations of the committee for the response of His Majesty's speech from the throne. Israeli occupation airstrikes killed more than 35 Palestinians and wounded more than 45 others across the Gaza Strip today. Sources said attacks targeted various locations, including Gaza City and Deir al-Balah in the center of the Strip, as well as Khan Yunis in the south. Meanwhile, Gaza's health ministry said more than 44,100 people have been killed and 104,473 others wounded in the enclave as a result of Israeli attacks since October the 7th of last year. In the occupied West Bank, the Palestinian Red Crescent said one Palestinian was injured by Israeli fire after Jewish settlers stormed the town of Beit Furik east of Nablus. Israeli occupation forces also stormed large areas in the southern villages of Tul Kerem north of Hebron amid heavy clashes with young protesters. Lebanese officials said 11 people were killed today and more than 23 others wounded in a powerful Israeli airstrike on central Beirut. Medical officials said that 62 people were confirmed killed in attacks across the country in the past 24 hours. Meanwhile, the UN peacekeeping agency in southern Lebanon said that 4 Italian soldiers have been injured in a rocket attack on one of its bases. At least 3,640 people have been killed and 15,400 others wounded in Israeli attacks across Lebanon since the Israeli war on Gaza began. Pakistani officials said at least 18 people were killed and 30 injured in further sectarian violence in northwestern Pakistan today. The latest killing began on Friday night when armed men attacked a village in the Khyber province. Tensions remained high following attacks on transport convoys that killed dozens of civilians last Thursday. U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin said his country expects thousands of North Korean troops massed in Russia will soon participate in the fighting against Ukraine. The U.S. Defense Secretary estimated that there are about 10,000 North Korean soldiers in the Russian Kursk region, which borders Ukraine and is partially occupied by Kyiv's forces. Ukraine had announced on many occasions that its occupation of Russian territory could be used as a bargaining chip with Russia to negotiate a final settlement to the conflict. That's the end of our news for tonight. Thank you for watching.